if you're thinking of shifting something, or you have a new goal, or you're wondering about like, ooh, I wonder if this would be possible in my career, whatever that is, yoga teacher, healer, photographer, author, coach, whatever you are, right? Like every one of us, when we're working for ourselves, like new ideas pop into our head and then we go, I wonder if I could do something about this, right? But then it seems so daunting because our plate is already so full, and how we're going to get around to it, and could it even be possible, and what about my brand, and blah, 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 so many things that interrupts the whole process, interrupts the flow. So what I always ask my clients, like from, to get them going, is what is the most natural next step? What will be the easiest thing to do? That normally takes people aback because we're used to thinking like, well, I'll do this step and that, but like overcomplicate, overthinking, over whatever. We think everything needs to be so difficult, or we just make it difficult in our minds because we haven't really sorted out what it is that we really want. We're just like, oh, it's this new thing I don't want to think about. And then it's just like the more we don't think about it, the bigger it becomes. So I had this client who had trained as a yoga teacher, but she used to be a photographer, right? And so, but now she's kind of missing some photography work, right? And so like, oh, how to get back into that? Well, I was like, what would be the easiest place to start? And she's like, what do you mean? Like when, how much photography stuff do you want to do in addition to the yoga stuff? And she's like, oh, just once a week. I'm like, okay, once a week, you want to do photography stuff? Fine. What day of the week would work best for you? And she's like, oh, Wednesday. She already, like, I just asked the questions. The answers just like flew out of her mouth. Wednesday. Okay, so every Wednesday afternoon, she, takes pictures. She has new, photography clients, and that's it. Sometimes it could be that easy. Like, what would be easy? What would be natural? And also, of course, this is my favorite. Because when you think about what can be easy and natural, it means you can take action on it right now. You don't have to take action on when you feel better, when you have more time, when you have thought of it some more, when you've had time to think of it some more, when you've had time to journal about it, and you have to think about it. Is this really for me? And what if does it mean? And what would my yoga clients think? Is if they know if I start taking photographs again? I mean, our mind can just like spin off in so many unhelpful directions. So you cut through all that by asking, what would be an easy starting point? So, I mean, with so many things, you want a better morning routine? What would work for you? And then, by asking yourself that question, I mean, I could tell you what works for me, but what would be the point? Because you and I are different people. So it's much better just to, if you're, stumbling and spinning and stuck about something, just ask yourself a question. What would be the easiest, most natural starting point? And then take it from there.